It is 4 p.m. We're bringing developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon. I'm Regina Lay.
I'm Ed Lingao. Some stories you're watching this Monday, June 1. Senator Jinggoy Estrada surrenders today, according to Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla. That comes after the issuance of an arrest warrant against Estrada for plunder by the Sandigan Bayan 5th Division. Before 3 this afternoon, CIDG personnel were spotted at the upper chambers vicinity. Also ordered arrested are former public works officials Secretary Manny Bonoan, District Engineers Deniril Cesar Sanchez Cortuna, Manny Bumagat Bulusan, and Arturo Lombres Gonzalez Jr. Plunder is a non-bailable case.
And in fact, just a few minutes ago, Senator Estrada faced the media. He acknowledged receipt of the arrest warrant and maintains that he will remain with the Senate majority and that the charges are baseless. Accompanying him at the briefing were Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano, Senators Amy Marcos and Rodante Marcoleta, as well as DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla. Estrada also said he will not be seeking Senate protective custody and at the same time denying all charges against him linked to the flood control scandal.
I will remain firmly with the majority bloc under the leadership of Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. Hindi ako matitinag sa anumang panggigipit, pananakot, political maneuvering para talikuran ang aking paninindigan. I will not yield to threats. I will not be intimidated. I will not be pressured into surrendering my independence of judgment. I am giving instructions to the Senate Secretary to put on hold personal kong pasya ito upang ipakita sa sambayan ng Pilipino na wala akong intensyon makinabang sa pondo ng bayan habang nililinis ko ang aking pangalan. At higit sa lahat, hindi ako papasailalim ng kustodya ng Senado. I will not seek Senate custody. Hindi ko gagamitin ang Senado bilang panangga laban sa mga aligasyon sa akin. Nakahanda akong ipagtanggol ang aking sarili sa hukuman at hindi ako magtatago sa likod ng institusyong ito upang umiwas sa proseso. Ipagtatanggol ko hanggang sa huli ang aking sarili para patunayan na walang batayan ang mga paratang sa akin. Kalokohan ang lahat na ito.
In other news, President Bongbong Marcos says he has no regrets about running for president alongside Vice President Sara Duterte in 2022. Speaking to Bloomberg Television, the president said they share the same vision for government at the time. Marcos, however, admitted that he is concerned that a Duterte administration could reverse the reforms and policy changes that his government has started implementing. The Marcos Duterte ticket, of course, won by a landslide 4 years ago.
No, I don't think so. I think I think for the time that was the best thing that we would do. We had the same idea of what needed to be done in government. Maybe that's changed, but if we look at it in the context of that period, I think that was the right thing to do still.
Sara Duterte remains very popular.
Yes.
If she were to come to power, are you concerned that perhaps some of your policies might be reversed?
Yes, very much. That is a great worry for me because we have just started and these are big things that we are trying to do. We're changing the whole way that we govern. We are trying to reform the bureaucracy. These things don't get done instantly. And it's very, very easy to go off the rails.
President Marcos says he had a productive phone call with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio earlier today, where they discussed regional, economic, and trade priorities. Marcos says the conversation reaffirmed the commitment of both countries to further strengthen the Philippine-U.S. alliance. He says the exchange also highlights shared regional interests between the two countries.
The Philippines and Vietnam have agreed to upgrade their relations to an enhanced strategic partnership. During the state visit of Vietnamese President To Lam to the Philippines, which started today, President Marcos said peace and stability in the South China Sea remain quote-unquote non-negotiable. Marcos also said both countries share a common interest in maintaining peace, stability, and a rules-based order in the region. The two countries also reaffirmed their commitment to the peaceful resolution of maritime disputes based on international law, including, of course, the 1982 UN Convention on the Law of the Sea and the 2016 arbitral ruling. For his part, To Lam said Manila is an important regional partner of Hanoi, citing a similar vision and strategic interests. Still on geopolitics, U.S. Secretary of Defense or U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and Defense Secretary Gilbert Gibo Teodoro met over the weekend on the sidelines of the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore. The two officials discussed defense cooperation, military posture, initiatives, and regional security in the Indo-Pacific. They also announced the signing of a 15-year communications interoperability and security memorandum of agreement to facilitate secure information sharing between the U.S. and the Philippines. A decommissioned U.S. Coast Guard cutter will also be transferred to the Philippine Coast Guard. And for his part, Teodoro said the Philippines remains quote-unquote under severe threat from China amid tensions in the West Philippine Sea.
For countries like the Philippines, though, which is under severe threat territory-wise and politically too by China, we have no choice but really to be resilient and to stand up against Chinese aggression.
And a big-time oil price rollback is coming. Gasoline prices get a cut of 4 pesos and 76 centavos per liter, while diesel will be cheaper by nearly 10 pesos. The adjustments take effect tomorrow, Tuesday, June 2. Meantime, the Energy Department says the maximum LPG price increase for June could reach 3 pesos and 41 centavos per kilo. LPG players have yet to announce any price adjustment. And he joined us a little bit earlier in the show, but he had to leave. No, he had
Are we
to
talking
step
about
out.
Senator Jingo Estrada?
No. The other perpetrator there.
The other perpetrator.
He had to take a call, but he's back. Pasok na. Ang ating international man of mystery.
Okay, and let's bring in Abby first, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star.
Hi everybody, happy Monday.
Monday.
Hi,
Happy
Abby.
ba kayo ngayon?
Happy ka ba, Ami?
Ako happy Naging bigla akong tagahanga nung isang senador. Hindi daw niya gagamitin ng Senate as a shield.
Eh, hindi
No?
naman pwede.
In accountability.
Hindi naman talaga niya
Hindi
pwede.
kasama hindi kasama sa qualifiers for
6 years and
legislative immunity.
Oo nga, hindi naman talaga
hindi yata
kasama.
nilabasa.
No,
At least hindi lumaban.
the point is, as in the case of
At least walang barilan, di ba?
as in the case of
Nagpunta pa siya sa
as in the case of Senator De La Rosa, he could have, even though there's no such thing legally as protective
Yeah.
custody, he could have made
Protective
it difficult.
custody, oo.
Is
Tama nga
yung
naman,
point
oo.
niya,
No,
Abby.
but those cases are a bit murkier because it involves a court that is not in the Philippines. So
Ito, domestic arrest warrant.
May pending question pa sa Supreme
Yes.
Court yun eh. This one, Article 6, Section
Pero
11 is
yung
clear.
kay Bato meron ng Supreme Court ruling na hindi ititigil yung
Denial of
aresto
TRO.
niya.
Yeah.
That's the nation's highest local court.
Which their defense team is still fighting. Of course, sabi nga ni Attorney
Yeah.
Israeli Tutorion, iba yung reading nila of the law. They have a different interpretation of the law. So we leave it to them. But the point is,
Yun ang trabaho ng mga abogado eh. No?
Oo nga.
And that decision
Kaya
came
mo
after
binabayaran yan.
Bato
Para magkaiba-iba
left the Senate.
interpretasyon
we
ng
are not,
batas kayo naman.
these are not live pictures that we're showing, but they were pictures just a
Yeah.
few minutes ago, within the hour of Interior Secretary John Vicremulia at the Senate. I think they were all getting into their vehicle shortly after Senator Jingo Estrada gave a short, well, it was a press con, but he didn't take
Statement.
questions. He gave a short statement about his arrest. He confirms that he had received the arrest warrant. Of course, he denies all the charges, calls them baseless, says kalokohan ito lahat. And pretty much everything that he said before in his first statement, nung naglabas ng unang arrest warrant, yung 2nd Division ng Sandigan Bayan, inulit niya today. The only thing that was new is that he said that
He will stick with the majority.
yes, that there had been several attempts to convince him to cross over to the minority in exchange for dropping the cases. But
Totoo ba yun, Ronald?
So
I don't think that's ano.
next press con daw niya, sasabihin daw niya kung sino.
But how can it be true?
Sino
Because the
yung nag-invite?
how can it be true? Because the
Mamaya pangalawa lukas ha.
investigation started before pa they became majority.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
only became
A
majority
year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago pa yan eh.
in April. Itong majority block na to, they only became majority what? April? No, May. May na yun, di ba?
Yes.
Basta wala ako noon. Just in May. And so before that, they
Just
were the minority. So
2 weeks ago.
how can it be that he was being
Yeah.
offered to cross over in exchange for dropping the cases? It's not clear to me, pero
Eh, mga-
we look forward to what he has to say. Sabi niya, he'll give the names.
Mga misteryo ng buhay.
We understand he's moving to Camp Crame right now in his own vehicle, accompanied by the Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano and escorted by the CIDG. So doon siya patungo after his press conference at the Senate. So in effect, I suppose in effect you call it a surrender.
Yeah. Senator Estrada also mentioned the yung LBRMO, the Senate Legislative Budget. Ano yung R? Monitoring of
Research?
the office, research. That's it, research and monitoring office that issued a certification saying that he had no insertions in the 2025 budget. That's what he keeps coming back to.
But take note din kasi the charges are not just about allocations and insertions kasi those per se are not illegal eh.
Correct.
The allegations
kickbacks.
include the rigged contracts, the funneling of funds into projects in exchange for,
Kickbacks.
and this, I'll put this in quotes, predetermined commissions and kickbacks according to the DOJ. Kasi nga, yung insertions
Anong
per se are
pagkakaiba
not,
nun?
insertions per se are not
Anong
illegal.
pagkakaiba nun? Predetermined commission sa kickback, anong pagkakaiba?
Hindi ko alam.
Ibig sabihin, ilalagay niya dito yung projects, tapos may makukuha siyang 20-30%.
Hindi, ano kaiba ng commission sa kickback?
Hindi, anong pagkakaiba nun? May legal, ano ba yun?
Hindi ko alam.
Difference.
Tanong natin kay Torion, tsaka kay Bondok.
Pre-commissioned, what was it?
Predetermined
Predetermined.
commission.
Predetermined commissions. Predetermined
And
commissions.
the kickback. Baka meron niya sa
Napagkasunduang,
business, Reg.
Actually,
Komisyon.
Meron bang difference yun?
Parehas lang kickback yun.
No, exactly. I
Oo
mean,
nga.
predetermined commissions just sound like a fancy
Hindi kasi
term
baka
for
may ibig sabihin sa
kickbacks.
business or legal eh.
Well, commissions,
Meron
in general, commissions are neutral eh. Kickbacks are not.
Wow.
I mean,
bakit mo kakasuhan for predetermined commission?
In ordinary usage,
Kung hindi illegal yun.
commissions are given to, for example, insurance agents and so on down the line.
And also,
Kaya
Kickbacks
nga,
are
exactly.
different.
Kung legal yun, bakit mo cha-charge?
also, by the way, if I recall correctly, Ombudsman Boying Remulla already addressed this. Yung certification na sinasabi ni Senator Estrada, he already addressed this last week when he announced the impending charges against Senator Estrada. I think they did take into consideration yung certification ng LBRMO, but yun nga, it doesn't absolve him of everything that they're charging him with, right? Yung insertions is just insertions, as Ed pointed out.
So, graft plunder, meron pang bribery, di ba?
Meron pang bribery.
Yeah, 2 counts of bribery.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly
Yun yung
sure which
tumatanggap
falls
talaga
under
ng
what.
ano. Yun yung tumatanggap ng cash, di ba?
So ito na yung because this is the 5th Division of the Sandigan Bayan that issued the arrest warrant, ito na yung non-bailable charge.
Yeah.
I checked the actual arrest warrant. We got a copy of it earlier today, and it does recommend no bail. So we do expect after Senator Estrada turns himself in that he will be spending the evening in detention. Which means we have to do Senate math again.
Well, the Senate match is already there. You're now
So
at
now we're
11-11.
down to
Mamaya pa
11-11.
natin. Wala, alas 5 pa mag-umpisa yung
Until
ano eh.
something moves.
Alas 5 pa, kaya mahaba-haba na naman tong araw natin, ano?
Yeah. So hindi rin klaro because Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano accompanied Senator Estrada to Krame.
Yeah.
It's not clear if aabot pa
Baka
siya
walang
or-
session.
Oh, baka walang session, they might call it off. The reason it became 5 o'clock originally today was because he was supposed to have a meeting with the Vietnamese president, To Lam, which the Vietnamese
Yeah.
side canceled, as we know. And hindi na nila binelect to 3 p.m. yung plenary. But again, 4:16 na, and we know that SP Cayetano is, I think, accompanying Jingo Estrada to Carame, so it's not clear if there will be plenary today.
Okay.
Tanungin natin yung nakakalam.
Yeah, let's bring in our mojo. We have Merimon Reyes reporting live from the Senate. Merimon.
Hi, Marymon.
Good afternoon. So far ngayon dito, actually dapat bababa na rin tayo kasi ang bukod sa pag-alis naman ni Senator Jinggoy Estrada kasama si SAL Remulla is yung pagpunta naman, teka, bababa na sila. So dadaling isama ko na kayo. Is yung pagpunta naman dito ng camp ni Vice President Sara Duterte para mag-file ng kanilang answers doon sa articles of impeachment.
Yeah.
Supposedly, ang info nakuha natin is around 2 o'clock in the afternoon yun mangyayari. Pero sa paghihintay natin, iba ang nangyari. Nakita natin around 2:40 p.m. mga CIDG personnel pumunta dito. Di nga lang sila sumagot kung para saan ano ang pakay nila. Teka lang, bubuksan ko lang yung pinto. And then later on, nakita natin si SILG Remulla na pumunta dito sa Senado. Ang sabi niya, trabaho lang. Followed by the press con with Senator Jinggoy Estrada and his surrender papuntang Krame. So dito tayo ngayon nag-aabang. And yun nga, yung isa sa pinaka-ninote ni Senator Jinggoy, tulad ng mga naging past statements niya is, nirespeto niya raw yung batas, kaya siya mayroong pagsuko. Pero ang pinaka-notable dito is, ilang beses nga raw siyang inalok para talikuran itong majority, independent majority, para in exchange sa babasura na nung kaso sa kanya. Pero ang nakita natin kanina nung pagpasok ng press con room, itong si Senator Jinggoy, sina Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano, Senator Amy Marcos, Senator Camille Villar, and Senator Dante Marcoleta. Pero yung nakita natin kasama lang ni Senator Jinggoy na umalis ng Senado is si SP Cayetano. Nakita natin kumaway si Senator Jinggoy, nakatabi si SP Cayetano. Teka, mukhang andito na si Attorney Powa.
7 p.m. pa naman yung deadline yan, si BP.
Yeah, we suppose Attorney Poe is there in order to file the Vice President's response to the...
Yung answer. Hanggang 7 p.m. pa naman.
The
yung-
articles of
Until
impeachment.
7 p.m. Yes, and kung sakali naman, though last year sumagot naman yung camp, pero kung hindi naman sila mag-file or hindi sila magparamdam today, well, magpapatuloy yung pre-trial tsaka yung trial period. Pero yung opisina naman, yung sa defense team naman, sabi naman, pupunta na ngayon yung camp ni VP Sara.
Marymon,
Baka nangako naman sila nasasagot sila Yung camp ni BP Sara, nangako sila pag sa Senado, sasagot sila.
Oh, and yung sa huling schedule na nakita natin, same pa rin, July 6 pa rin yung start ng trial. And that would be 2 p.m. onwards. Pero after ng SONA, magiging 3 p.m. onwards siya. And ang schedule is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's after SONA. Pero July 6 to 22, yung 9 days na yon, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays gagawin ang impeachment trial.
Ako, Merimon, just a few details I'd like to ask of you. Number one, when Jinggoy departed for Camp Crame, I suppose he was escorted by the CIDG, although I think he was riding his own vehicle. Did you notice if he was in handcuffs or was he free to move around?
Actually, hindi natin masyadong nahagilap pero nakakaway kasi si Senator Jinggoy nung nakasakay na siya sa sasakyan. Right side siya,
Well, kung nakaposas
facing
yan,
us,
dalawang
so
kamay
kumaway
ang kaway niyan.
Hindi lang natin alam kung
Namang
sa
wala
left side. Pero
posas.
kasi ang katabi niya, si SP Cayetano.
Yeah.
So ang question din namin ngayon, kung si Senate President Pro Tempore Loren Legarda ba ang magpe-preside ng session 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah. Well, typically naman kasi they would give some courtesy to legislators who are being arrested. And just asking just in case you noticed kung nakaposas siya o hindi. Kasi alam mo naman, Okay, so dumating na sa CIDG si Jinggoy. Do we have somebody there? Or ano, may natin ba to?
Merimon, pakiobserbahan dahil may mga papunta dyan ngayon na magra-rally in support of Jinggoy at saka other senators na pwedeng hulihin. So, they're on their way now dyan sa Senado.
Oo, actually
pwedeng,
yung
baka-
Masada, yung alyansa na sinusuportahan si Vice President Sara Duterte, nandyan sa labas. And ever since the following day ng pagpapakita ni Senator Bato sa Senado, hindi sila umalis. And ang sabi nila sa atin, sa mga nakausap ko doon, wala raw silang planong umalis sa kanilang pwesto sa labas ng Senate until hindi raw nagiging maayos itong kasulukuyang sitwasyon. They are against the impeachment against Vice President Sara Duterte. And ang sinasabi naman nila, they're hoping for the safety of Senator Bato de la Rosa, who remains in hiding until this moment. Kaya
Pero-
hindi nawawala ang pulis, umaga man o gabi sa Senado.
Pero maliit
Yun
na
nga lang,
group.
ang napansin din natin, mahigpit ang Office of the Sergeant at Arms sa atin kasi hindi tayo makakapunta. For example, usually nakakaabang o nakakatingin kami sa floors. For example, sa 6th floor kung saan magpa-file yung camp ni VP Sara. Ngayon, yung makusaan, nagbabantay sila, hindi maaaring lapitan. And kanina, nung sinusubukan nating buntutan, itong sina Senator Estrada, nung palabas na sila ng briefing group, hinarangan yung isang pinto. Kaya kinailangan namin umikot, palabas dito. Pero dapat dun kami sa isang end ng first floor, hahabulin sana namin si Senator Estrada.
Pero maliit lang yung
nakakabutan
group.
naman namin.
Maliit lang yung grupo dyan eh. Yung mga parating mas malaki at balak nila i-disrupt yung 5 p.m. na opening ng Senado.
Well, we'll see. Kung in about 40 minutes. Okay, we'll leave that there. We'll let you go back to the Senate, see if there's any more goings on. Thank you so much for your reporting.
Tuloy ang session, ha?
Merimon Reyes. Tuloy as of now, yung session at 5 p.m. Thank you, Merimon.
Okay, we have updates from Campo Crame with Mojo Jazz Paredes. Jazz, anong balita dyan sa Crame?
Yes, Bok, at exactly 4:20 p.m. dumating na nga dito si Senador Jinggoy Estrada at una nga nating nakita na dumating si Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. However, we're yet to confirm a statement from both of them dahil pagpasok natin dito sa entrance ng CIDG office ay gumiba itong salamin. So, for our safety, pinamove back muna yung mga media dahil medyo nagkagulo tayo na pagdating. At expected natin doon siya sa kabila sa CIDG sa NTR, pero nagtakbuhan kami papunta dito sa kabila, CIDG office. Kaya naman medyo nagkagulo and nabasag nga itong salamin sa entrance ng CIDG. So right now, we're still waiting na lumabas or magpakita ulit sa Senador Jinggoy Estrada and si Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. Bok.
Bok, what do we expect there sa CIDG? Siya ba'y magpapiano muli? At saan siya ilalagay? Saan siya ilalarga magmula ngayong araw?
Yes, Boko. Ang alam natin ngayon, as of now, info na nakuha natin, doon din sa nakuha nating info sa press briefing kanina, ang pagkaka-explain sa atin ni CIDG Director Alexander Morico, once arrested or surrender, dadalhin niya siya dito sa CIDG office for the booking. Dito gagawin yung kanyang fingerprints, biometrics, medical examinations, at iba pang mga standard procedures, no? And after that, after makuha or matapos itong booking, ay ita-travel siya papunta sa Sandigan Bayan. That is what we know as of now. Pero kung i-detain man siya, no, most likely, doon siya sa Quezon City, sa Payatas, dadalhin for detainment. But pwede siyang petition na kung dito man niya gustong ma-detain sa PNP Custodial Center sa Crame.
Just to verify, just to confirm, Jazz, you're at the CIDG headquarters in Quezon City?
Yes. Yes, Regina. We're here at sa Camp Crame mismo, no, sa CIDG office headquarters.
Okay.
Yes.
Tapos, hindi pa sigurado at this point. His biometrics will be taken there. He will be registered there. Pero hindi pa sigurado. Did I hear that correctly? Where he will be brought after that?
Yes. Pero as of now, yung kanina nating info nakuha na Regina, no, is possible na dalhin siya sa Sandigan Bayan after. Hirap lang tayo makakuha ng statement at makapasok sa loob ngayon dahil basag talaga yung entrance ng CIDG. So we've moved back for the safety din talaga. Nabasag yung salamin.
Paano nabasag yun?
Tulakan.
Did you,
Yes,
Just
makapal
yung
yun.
yung detention niya, sabi mo, Pasay ba? Pasay jail?
Payatas?
Payatas, Bok.
Payatas.
Payatas sa Quezon City.
Okay.
Andun si Bong Revilla
With
ngayon.
Bong Revilla, with Senador.
Yung
Yes.
the Quezon City Jail.
QC jail.
Bago yun.
Yes.
The new QC jail.
Yes.
Maganda yung jail na yun.
When the convoy arrived there, Jazz, did you see Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano?
Yes, actually siya yung nauna doon sa convoy. No? Hindi natin in-expect na pagdating ng sasakyan, nakala natin si Senator Jinggoy agad yung lalabas. But turns out, si Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano yung sumalubong sa atin, then followed by Senator Estrada.
Sino po yung senators yung nandyan?
As of now, yun pa lang yung nakita natin. Medyo nagkagulo na ipit, pero ang mako-confirm lang natin ngayon ay si Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano and of course Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Pero info from a contributed source, bago tayo dumating ng CADG office kanina para magbantay, ayon doon sa iba pang nandito, ay dumating na raw si Bunuan sa loob along with his attorney, but we are yet to confirm since hindi tayo nakakuha ng material, but we're still following up on that information din kung nandito na nga rin siya sa loob.
Baka mapadala si Senator Alan Peter dyan.
Wala namang statement
now,
si
nandito siya sa
Senate President Cayetano. Hindi kayo kinausap.
Wala pa so far. Yes. Dire-diretso sila sa loob eh. Ang bilis din nung turn of events dahil nga pagpasok, nagkagulo, then bumagsak na yung salamin. We have to move back. Pero mamaya paglabas sila, we will try to get a
It's like
statement.
a bad omen, no? May
Oo
nabasag
nga,
na
wala
salamin.
naman nasaktan sa inyo, Jazz. Maano yun, delikado yung babasag na salamin.
Yes, fortunately wala naman. Pero kung nakikita nyo lang ngayon yung situation, sinusuportahan ng mga CADG officers yung salamin para hindi siya tuluyang bumagsak kasi talagang basag and warak talaga yung entrance na sliding door. So,
Sino
hindi kami
nakabunggo?
Actually, yung force kasi nung lahat ng media eh. So, pinutubukan natin makakuha ng statement.
Okay.
So, yung
Sige.
pwersa, nagkatulakan.
Just, so pagkatapos ng biometrics, yung piano, tsaka yung mugshots and all that, and I suppose medical, dyan gagawin ng medical, no? Dadalhin mo na siya sa Sandigan Bayan para iharap dun sa judge, sa justice.
Yes,
Reception.
that's what we
reception
know
of justice.
as of now, Doc.
And then, I think dun sa Sandigan Bayan, they will decide where to have him detained, although malamang sa hindi nga, sa payatas na. Pero that's where the decision is made on where to put him in.
Yes, Doc. Tama ka siya, Doc. Pero antayin natin, Doc, no? Kasi hindi pa natin nakita yung pagpasok ni DIG Secretary Mula dahil dun sa press con kanina, nakita natin magkasama sila and even dun sa banang, alam natin, sabay silang pumunta, pero hindi natin nakita yung pagpasok ni DIG Secretary Mula. So we'll try to get his statement as well kung ano pa yung next step after dito sa booking sa CIDG.
And also, if you can get details later, but I don't know kung sa iyo to eh. Ano bang balak dun sa kay Jinggoy sa Payatas? Meron ba siyang sariling hawla? Ano to? Selda. May sariling selda. Magkasama sila ni magkasama sila ni Bong.
What?
Ang
Selda.
alam natin, Doc, actually natanong yan nung una kung VIP treatment daw ba ang gagawin dahil nga not necessarily VIP treatment daw. Hindi natin sure kung magkasama ba sila, magkalayo ba sila, or something. Pero if during the detainment, yung standard daw na may aircon, may TV, may higaan, yun yung pagkakadescribe niya sa atin. Pero hindi niya dinedescribe as VIP treatment daw, as per John Vic, Secretary Remulla.
Yung standard yun, may aircon na?
May aircon ba doon?
Actually,
Parang
yun
wala.
ang nare-recall natin. Pero
Can you double check that?
Pag wala na tayo matuluyan, doon na tayo.
Mahal.
Yan, update, tuloy na bumagsak yung pintuan, Bok. Hindi na kinaya ng support. Tuloy na siyang bumagsak. Mati na lang nakalayo na tayo.
Okay, wala nang saktan.
Ayan.
Ang hirap na si IDG, bumabagsak yung bintuan.
Wala nang saktan, ha? Wala nang saktan.
paano mo ikukulong yung mga tao ron, no?
Itulak lang yung salamin, wala na.
Isang tulakan, bagsak
Wala
agad.
nang harang dito sa unahan. Talagang completely ni-remove na.
Baka DPWA siya nagpagawa.
Ko talaga. Okay. Okay, but we'd like to find out some particulars. If it's going to come from your end, just tell us later. Some particulars about the detention area, kung saan siya ilalagay. Kasi,
Well, I guess we'll...
kasi medyo mahirap naman ipagsama mo yung dalawa eh. Because they're both
Saka
co-accused.
magkaibang kaso yon.
Oh, and you don't want two
Magkaibang kaso yun
co-accused in plunder to be talking talking with each other.
Where did you get the idea ba na magkasama sila?
Hindi, sa Krami, magkasama sila dati.
Kasi may aircon daw eh.
Dati kasi parehong PDAF. Ngayon, mag-ibang kaso.
May aircon daw eh.
Ibang kaso.
So, you never know these days.
I think you just want it for the memes.
I don't think merong detention facility doon na may aircon.
Meron talaga?
Wala akong alam. Finiture yung anong yan eh. Kasi bago yung jail na yan eh.
O bago yung jail?
Siya yung pinaka-modern so far.
Halimbawa,
Sa
may
jail
heat
natin,
wave.
pero wala yata ako napansin na may aircon.
Halimbawa, may heat wave. Tas may high blood ka.
Tapos kailan
Di
naka-aircon?
magkukolaps ka
Di
ron.
mamasyal ka doon sa labas. Palalabasin kayo. Pinalalakad
Marami na akong
naman
posado
yung
ng Pilipuhin pa sa iyo eh.
Okay, we'll let Jazz go if you guys are...
Okay, Jazz.
Okay,
Maraming salamat.
we'll
Thank
check back in
you.
with you for updates later on.
Yung masisira pang pintuan, update mo kami, Jasa.
Hindi yata tempered glass yan, ano?
Tanda ka mo nasirang pintuan dati nung Manila Pen siege.
Siege.
Oo.
Hindi yung binunggo ng B-150 nung nagsisiksikan yung mga reporters at yung mga magdala pumasok doon sa side entrance ng Manila Pen. Papasok pa lang sila, nagtutulakan, basag.
Basag. Kung ang reporter, si Manny Mugato, babagsak talaga yon.
Hindi, tatalbog yun eh.
Malacanang issued a statement yesterday, don't forget guys, saying that the Senate President must remain impartial and unbiased and not be beholden to any political alliance or evade responsibility. Of course, they didn't name names, but apparently there was this broadside from Malacanang over the weekend. It's not clear.
May statement si Presidente, banat kay Alan Peter. Sinabi kasi ni Alan na parang pine-pressure sila.
And he said, he, meaning Marcos, said, wala naman kinalaman sa...
Dati akong senador. Sabi niya,
Yes, he was horrified to see. Sabi niya, he was horrified to see the goings on in the Senate. He said that whilst in Japan. Remind lang natin the viewers that now that Senator Jinggoy Estrada is in well, can I say he's in custody now?
Krame.
He is in custody, no?
Yeah, he is. He is na. Arrested siya.
Hindi pa automatic that he will be suspended as a senator. But the decision on whether or not to let him participate is now up to the courts, not the Senate. Not the Senate as an institution itself. Kasi this is similar to what happened to Senator De Lima in 2018, 2017, wherein
Hindi siya pinayagan.
she had to file a petition to the courts to allow her to participate in legislative proceedings as well as vote. But the Muntinlupa RTC denied her denied that petition. So hindi siya nakapag-participate. Although she continued to try to file bills from detention. So now Jinggoy has to file petition if he wants to, or pwede naman daw court leave, as in he be allowed to physically go to the Senate on important days.
Paano kung theoretically maaprubahan yung online bill ni Marcoleta na pwedeng mag-participate?
Hindi pa rin pwede because now we're following the rule of law, the courts,
Ibig sabihin,
the judicial process.
pag sinabi nung korte na hindi pwede, so baliwala yung online voting.
Wala na. They don't have the numbers na.
They don't have
Technically, when you're detained by authorities, including if you're not yet convicted, nasa city jail ka, wala ka dapat access sa cellphones eh. Lalo na sa internet.
Yes, correct.
Kasi baka
bawal yun.
magtatawag-tawag ka eh. So, technically, ganun dapat yun. But then again, this is the Philippines. So,
Paano kung sabihin ng Senado, halimbawa, pag naaprubahan yung online voting, online participation ng mga senador, wherever they are, no? Kung sabihan ng Senado yung korte na
Hindi pwede yun.
payagan.
co-equal branches of
Thank you very much. I was just gonna
Ikaw
say,
talaga.
Hindi
co-equal
pwede.
branches.
Sumama ka sa kuweba namin.
Nasa jurisdiction ng court yun. Nasa jurisdiction na siya ng korte.
Dami kuweba.
O yung court ang merong first, ano.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Internal rules lang naman ng Senate yung,
In the custody
yung
of the
voting.
court.
In the custody of the
Custody na
court.
siya ng court. Kung siya ay nasa custody ng Senate, which cannot happen anyway, pwedeng si Alan Peter, sila yung majority magdidesisyon.
Pwede kasi lumambot yung korte dahil yung budget nila, Senate ang nag-approve eh.
Next year pa yung book.
Next year pa yun. Matagal-tagal pa. You still have...
Matagal pa yun. Approve na yung budget nila.
So, kung-
Pero pa
kung
kasi na
sakaling-
windfall from the ibat ng fuel natin.
So kung sakaling ma-approve nga yung online voting, then that will only apply to, senators and other legislators who are maybe in
Hindi siya
Boracay
ma-approve
or
na yan. Paano? Hindi makakaboto ngayon si Jinggoy until he gets leave from the court. Paano yan? Paano yung numbers na yan, Ronald?
Oo.
So now we're
11, ano
the-
sila
not,
ngayon?
not enough to
Wala
change
sila ngayon
Yes, not enough to change the Senate presidency,
Oh.
pero enough para pigilan yung
Majority.
online voting.
This is...
Hindi, wala si Bato. Oh, ano yung 30 nila?
So 11-11 yon.
So,
11-11.
Kaya nga, hindi sila gagalaw ngayon.
Hindi gagalaw. In limbo yung Senado. Tapos absent pa madalas si Cheese. No? Kaya practically on the floor, yung 11 nila ay wala talaga magagawa. Dahil magiging 10 yun.
Kaya nga, wala.
Dahil yung minority, perfect attendance eh.
Oh.
Eh yung
Yan, nasa krami
majority...
pa si Alan Peter. Ano yun?
Ay, hindi. Hanggang alas 5 pa naman eh.
So this is what you were calling before na potentially the first lame duck for Senate President in history, because although he's the SP, the minority bloc could essentially be a de facto filibuster. They can block every motion. So wala siyang ma-achieve.
Yes. Kung meron pang isa pang makukulong, then...
Which
yung
we are expecting actually this week.
Yes. So yung minority will now be the majority. So they can change all the chairmanships ng mga committee and the other leadership positions sa Senate.
And yet the funny thing is they still won't be able to oust Alan Peter unless they have 13 votes. You need 13 votes to oust
Well,
the Senate
debate
President.
pa yan. Sinasabi ng iba pwede, sinasabi ng iba hindi. So hindi ko alam kung paano i-resolve yan. No?
Akala ko ba it's in their rules? It has to be 13 votes. 12 plus 1, majority.
Yeah. Pero ayun nga, may nagke-question on.
Parang everything is in flux.
Everything can be questioned sa Pilipinas.
Kailangan
Mukha nga, everything can be questioned.
I-constitute muna yung committee on rules.
Yeah. Pero baka magbago na yung head ng... Parang hindi pa nako-convene yung committee on rules eh. So pagka-convene,
Wala pa,
malamang minority na yung magiging chairman. Hindi na
Oo nga
majority.
Don't forget also that this is the week that SP Cayetano said they are reconvening the Blue Ribbon Committee, and of course the vice chair of the BRC now is
Jinggoy and Marcoleta.
well the
yan na nga, yan yung isang member.
the vice chair is Jinkoy, so not clear as well ano mangyayari dun sa position niya if that's going to be given to someone else. Did you guys catch when he said na he's asking his salary be suspended while he's in detention? So that's
Hindi ko alam yun.
parang he mentioned he's willing to have his salary suspended while in detention.
Actually, marami siyang sinabi na pitik ke bato. Dahil hindi,
Oo nga actually.
yung salary,
Diba?
yung
Isn't that significant?
yung usapin
That's
ng,
what I thought.
usapin ng sanctuary sa Senado. So, actually, ang tinamaan nun, si Bato, hindi naman yun.
So you think he's saying na I'm not like him. Ganon.
In a way,
Yeah.
pero at the same time, sinasabi niya, yung narrative niya ay iba kay Bato. It's a question of narrative eh. Dahil hindi ako guilty, tumatayo ako sa prinsipyo, kahit binibili ako ng kabila, hindi ako nagpabili. So, ganun yung kanyang narrative. Iba yung narrative niya, iba yung narrative ni Bato.
The Sandigan 5th Division has confirmed that Senator Estrada will be committed to the new Quezon City Jail sa Payatas.
Payatas.
Oo. Maganda yun.
Nothing was said about kung kasama niya sa selda.
Ano na?
Kung kasama niya sa selda si Senator
Or
Revilla.
may aircon.
Or kung may aircon.
Hindi, tsaka
May kasama na yata siya si Bong Revilla may
hindi
kasama na sa
one-on-one yung
selda.
yung selda sa Payatas.
Kaya nga. But what makes you think na magkasama pa rin sila ngayon?
Dahil dati
14 years after.
Dati sila magkasama.
Kasi kung may kasama iba si Bong Revilla,
Hindi,
what would
tig-isa
stop
silang
anybody from
kwarto
putting
noon.
them in the same room?
Napaka-cinematic naman. 14 years later, magkasama na naman.
Hindi, separate silang
Tig-isa
kwarto.
silang kwarto
Pero may
noon.
common pan
Special
sila.
room sila noon.
Pero may common na area sila. Kaya nakakapagpan
Kasi
sila.
marami nagdadala sa kanila ng pagkain.
Oo, may common area sila. Mas madalas sila doon sa common area kaya sa kwarto nila.
Tulugan lang yung kwarto talaga eh.
Okay, got it.
Does anybody remember kung
Pero
ilan yung
ito,
tao
this
dun
is
sa
a regular
kwarto niyo?
jail, tandaan niyo.
4. Hindi ba?
Hindi.
Yeah.
Malaki-laking kwarto ni Bong Revilla. Ang tanda ko dati yung pinakita, medyo malaki lang ng konti.
Sa lumang ano
daming
yun?
food, maraming
Sa Payatas.
food.
Maraming bakante pa sa Payatas dahil para yan sa mga dito sa flood control talaga.
Bagong-bago eh.
Oo. Si Bonoan kaya, saan nilalagay?
That's
paano?
right.
Baka doon din kasi
Ano?
malapit sa Sandigan yan.
Medyo matanda na yon. Baka kailangan doon ng aircon.
Yeah.
I don't think the court takes those into consideration. May mga ganong considerations ba?
Alam mo, dapat lahat ng senior na nakakulong magreklamo sa ganyan. Eh.
Bulong-bulong ka pa dyan. Ito, bubulong-bulong. Microphone, laki-laki.
Ang dami-dami nakakulong dyan sa atin na may mga sakit sa
won't take
puso,
that into consideration.
may mga kung ano-ano. Hindi ka pwedeng magganyan excuse na special treatment.
Well, already we know that he's
Daming special treatment sa preso, Ami, ha?
Oo nga.
Eh, hindi para sa ano.
Totoo yun.
meron din ano.
Kung meron kang right
Yeah.
connect.
Well, already he's saying that he might need knee surgery, di ba? Hold on, we need to bring in our Mojo Arles de los Santos, who's live at the Sandigan Bayan. Arles, what's happening there?
Yes, Reg. We have just confirmed from the 5th Division of Sandigan Bayan Clerk of Court that Senator Jinggoy Estrada, who is now at the CIDG, will be committed to the new Quezon City Jail in Payatas, where the former Senator Bong Revilla is currently detained in connection with the charges against them in the flood control scandal. At past 2 p.m. today, the Sandigan Bayan 5th Division has ordered his arrest, and we will wait the further developments of this story. Reg.
Arles, may tanong si Ed about kung saan siya
Go on.
sa selda niya.
Arles, any idea kung ano yung itsura ng selda ni Jinggoy Estrada? Of course, ang hugot yan is kung ano itsura ng selda ni Bong Revilla. Do we know what kind of a cell they have?
Buked, hindi pa natin confirm kung anong palapag at saang mismong selda doon sa Quezon City Jail. Pero personal kong napasok yung Quezon City Jail sa Payatas, at nakita natin na pwede siya sa 4 hanggang 6 na mga inmates at meron yung sariling CR bawat selda doon, and meron din silang common area para sa kanilang kainan at dasalan. And so actually pwede rin magpasok ng mga kutsyon para mas komportable, And kung ikukumpara natin ito sa karamihan ng mga kulungan, umiitan sa bansa, talagang mas presko at mas komportable ito.
Yeah, but do we know kung, for example, si Bong Revilla ba, is he alone in his cell or meron siyang mga kakosa na?
Well, the last time we have an update po, mag-isa si Revilla sa kanyang selda. Hindi niya kasama yung kanyang mga kapwa-akusado na mga dating opisyal ng DPWH Bulacan.
Hindi siya binibigyan ng hindi siya binibigyan ng roommate.
Yes, yun ang alam natin, Bok Ed, And though may mga bali-balita na mag-isa siya doon,
Bakit ba masyado kayo concerned kung sino kasama nino? Parang na-OC kayo. Parang na-OC kayo kung sino
These are
kasama.
important details.
Gusto malaman kung magkasama pa talaga.
May aircon.
Hindi, pero Arles, yung initial report nun, may kasama siya sa selda eh. Hindi ba? Sigurado kang nag-iisa lang siya.
Yun yung alam kong latest update natin, Ami, nung tinanong natin kung may kasama si Revilla. Kasi ang alam natin, hindi ni-request ng mga kapwa-akusado si Revilla na wag nga silang isama doon sa senador. Kaya ang alam talaga natin, at ayon din sa legal counsel na mag-isa itong si Revilla.
Arles, any updates on the motion na final ng abogado ni Senator Estrada, si Attorney Estrella? I know they filed motions to throw out the warrant of arrest, no? May updates na ba doon?
Well, actually, Reg, tatlo, yung kanilang motion na inihain na dito sa Sandigan Bayan, Unang-una dyan, yung motion for consolidation of the cases. Kasi 3 cases yung sinampa sa kanya, yung isang graft case, hawak ng 2nd Division, yun siya nag-issue ng warrant kahapon, and then yung isa pang count ng graft niya ay hawak ng 5th Division kasama yung plunder case niya. So gusto nila i-consolidate na lang yun, and yung isa pa nilang motion and yung deferment nga ng issuance ng warrant of arrest, pero hindi nga yan napigilan, na-issuance siya ng warrant of arrest. And yung pangatlo ay yung urgent motion, urgent omnibus motion para ngayon, naman nun yung motion to quash and yung motion to remand the case to the Office of the Ombudsman for the investigation. Hindi natin masasabi, Reg, na hindi ito pinansin o pinagbigyan konsiderasyon ng anti-graft court, no? Kasi umupo naman ang mga husgado bago bigyan ng resolution or court order yung warrant of arrest, no? So, ang alam natin kasi kapag ka nag-file ng ganitong mga motion, it's not necessarily that this will be action right away to stop the warrant.
Yeah.
Pwede pa rin itong dinggin kapag ka nabigay na yung pabalik na return of warrant na dito sa Sandigan Bayan and nabigyan na rin ng commitment order kung saan siya mananatili, then doon siya ka pwedeng dinggin yung mga motion na ito. And bago mag-proceed sa arraignment, kailangan ma-resolve yung mga motion na iyon. Kaya if you remember, kay former Senator Bong Revilla, inayos muna or plinansya lahat ng motion. At actually, napasura pa nga bago nag-proceed sa arraignment and nagpasok ito ng kanyang bargain kung guilty man or not guilty.
So there's no decision yet at this point.
Yes, no decision yet at this moment.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, maraming
We'll
salamat.
leave that there. Thank you so much for your updates, Mojo Arles de los Santos from the Sandigan Bayan.
So Arles, may aircon nga.
Thanks, Arles.
Puntahin pa natin sa New Quezon City Jail.
Dapat tinanong ko may aircon. Kung talaga, ba't mo hinabol ng patapos na?
May hopya ba? May hopya ba sa kulungan?
I think people are interested because it speaks to preferential treatment. Are they going to get preferential treatment given that they're sitting lawmakers? Well, he is a sitting lawmaker.
Kakaroon yan.
Diba?
Siguro hindi lang i-announce. Yung yung actual na lang. Paano kung i-announce sila, hindi maganda tignan.
Of course.
Pero yung
of course.
actual na doon magkakaroon. Oo.
Pag hindi
Katulad
hindi natin makikita, pero there will be preferential.
Katulad before.
Saka in some cases, lalagay sa custodial center yung mga yan eh.
So they're very comfortable.
Not naman very comfortable, but they're not treated like ordinary
Criminals.
Accused.
Pero ngayon,
Criminals,
pero
accused.
ngayon kasi dahil may mga tumatakas, may mga ganon. So dati kasi walang ganon naman eh. Eh ngayon dahil nakaranas sila ng isang senador na tumatakas, baka mas tighter yung security. Hindi sila paikot-ikot sa custodial center.
Yeah. Let's get back out to the Senate where a lot of things are still going on. Our reporter Merimon is still there.
Mermones!
Ahead of the plenary. Merimon, I mean, apart from the...
Kaka-plenary ba?
Magkaka-plenary ba, number one? And yung defense team ni Vice President Sara Duterte, dumating din dyan.
Para mag-submit. Para mag-submit.
Kanina lang, around 5 to 10 minutes ago, si Attorney Michael Powa, dumating na siya. And we're also anticipating na pagkatapos ng filing nila ng answers dito sa Office of the Secretariat, magkakaroon din ng short press con with VP Sara's team tungkol dito. And actually, ito ngayon, kaya ako kanina pa sumisilip-silip kasi ito yung butas, kung di ko alam kung masisilip ninyo, wala pa akong mahagilap na mga senador sa session hall. We're anticipating din na dapat 5 o'clock in the afternoon, magsisimula na. Ito ulit. Teka, pakita ko ulit. Supposedly 5 in the afternoon, magsisimula na yung session. Pero ngayon, wala pa tayong nakakagilap na senador whatsoever. Pero one thing's clear, okay, kung may checklist tayo for this day, check na rin itong tungkol kay Senator Estrada, plus itong pagpa-file ng answers on the defense from sa impeachment trial. Ang bibilangin naman natin is yung 5 non-extendable period days para naman sa House prosecutors na mag-file ng kanilang reply. And so far, ang tinitignan natin yung pre-trial proper ng impeachment, it will take place between June 18 to June 30. So sa huli kasi nating schedule or calendar na nakita, July 6 pa rin yung start ng impeachment trial. Though ang nasabi ng office ni SP Cayetano, yung huling nakita natin na calendar, i-hold down muna. Kaya baka magkaroon ng changes sa calendario or timeline ng impeachment.
June 18 to June 30?
So mas maaga?
Yes, June 9, notice of pre-trial, notice setting. Ito, again, to disclaim, ito yung sinasabing i-hold, pero nakuha na natin ito kaninang umaga. Pero after a few minutes, sinabi i-hold daw muna. Pero yung nakalagay kasi sa huli natin nakita, June 9, notice of pre-trial, notice setting pre-trial conference on June 18, and directing the parties to file their pre-trial briefs on June 15. June 18 to 25, pre-trial conference, issuance of pre-trial order, and then June 26 to 30, period to file commitment on pre-trial order, and then July 6, the following week, impeachment trial begins. But then again,
Okay.
sabi sa atin so far ng
Okay.
office ni SP,
Okay.
hold daw muna, kaya baka magka-changes
Okay.
pa.
So, pre-trial pa lang ang June 18 to 25.
So more or less
Yes.
same timeline as what we saw weeks ago, which is they're targeting July 6 for the actual start. By the way, sabihin ko lang that these are live pictures from the Senate that we're showing of Attorney Michael Poa, the defense counsel of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Merimon, wala bang reaction si SP Cayetano dun sa statement ni Coco Pimentel na mag-resign ka to save the Senate?
Nako, Ami,
Senate.
yung pagkakataon na nakita natin si SP, natong sinamahan niya si Senator
Yeah.
Jinggoy sa briefing. And then after nun, sinamahan niya na itong si Sen Estrada papuntang Camp Rame. So, we're yet to get new reactions from the SP.
Normally, medyo madaling yan eh. Madali siyang mag-react sa ganyan, di ba?
Usually,
Ngayon,
nag-FB
wala.
live din.
So,
Yeah.
so it's 10 minutes to go before 5, and at this point, we still don't know if
No
there will
wonder.
be plenary.
Wala ka nakikita dyan?
Yeah.
Pakatry natin ulit sumilip dito sa butas. Pero ako so far, wala pa akong nakahagilap
Kahit isa, wala.
na senador. Wala pa. Nakikita pa lang natin yung mga clerk from the secretariat. Pero usually rin kasi kapag magsa-start ng session, naridinig natin may tumutunog na dito.
Yeah.
Pero so since we have 10 minutes to go pa, pwedeng during those times pa, yung mga huling minuto or seconds till the beginning of the session, dun pala magdadatingin itong mga senador.
Pag hindi dumating, walang session ngayong araw.
Well, walang session.
Aabot pa ba yan ng by 6 o'clock kaya o by 7? Pwede pa ba nilang umpisan yan? Late na.
Well, ang nakita naman na, ang naobserbahan kasi natin dito sa session, kung sakaling mapagdesisyonan na magkakaroon ng 1 to sawa sila, it will happen.
Yeah.
Pero depende pa rin siya sa presiding officer, and ang iniintay din natin kung may quorum din na mabubuo. Kasi tulad last time, nag-walk out ang minority, so yung motion ni Senator Marcoleta, hindi rin siya mapagbobotohan, and nag-motion to adjourn si Minority Leader Senator Tito Soto. Kaya yung dynamics ng mga senador, that we'll see kapag nag-start na yung session, if the session will actually begin anytime soon.
Kasi ngayon,
Pero nasa agenda yon, yung motion ni Marcoleta. Nasa agenda
Supposedly.
yon, di ba?
Supposedly, Ami, kasi nung ni-raise siya nung Tuesday last week, yun nga yung naging point of contention na nililinaw nga ni SP Cayetano. Ang gusto niya lang na magkaroon ng division of the House is para malaman kung pwede na raw bang pagpasyahan sa plenaryo. But not the amendment to the rules itself pa raw. Pero yung naging sinasabi dito, kung sakali nga, since bagong motion, mako-consider, sabi ng minority itong motion ni Senator Marcoleta, kailangan ng 1 day na notice para maisalang din siya sa plenaryo. So since Tuesday, Wednesday last week, holiday siya, Thursday walang session, Friday walang office, ngayong araw siya expected na tatalakayin. And ang sabi naman over the weekend ni Senator Erwin and Senator Rizon Teveros, the senators from the minority will be blocking this as much as possible. Pero ang nasabi naman ni Minority Leader Soto, kung hindi talaga mahaharang sa plenaryo, may chance ang magdulog sa Supreme Court regarding this one.
yeah. Pero any vote taken today, assuming there is one, any vote taken today will probably be dominated by the minority. Kasi you have 2 majority members who are not there in Campo Crame.
Yes.
Of course, you're talking about Jinggoy and Alan Peters, yun naman si Jinggoy. So, in all likelihood, you'll have 10
Si Bato
majority
pa, wala.
members.
9. 10.
Yeah,
Ten.
ito yung parang nagiging deadlock kung sakali man na. If we're counting the numbers, that's 11 minority senators versus 11 majority senators kung imimenos natin si Senator Bato and Senator Estrada. So, motions, pending yung mga bagay na kailangan na i-put to a vote, hindi ito rolyo. Unless, again, mabubuo ko nila yung majority
pero
kinakailangan or at least 13 senators.
Wala rin si SP so he cannot vote.
Yes,
Yeah.
wala rin si SP. Para na lang siguro kung babalik si SP dito anytime soon.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Marymon, nakikita mo na ba si Cheese dyan? Madalas na siyang absent eh.
Absent.
Kung hindi siya absent nung walkout, baka iba yung resulta nun.
Wala, Ronald. Nung weeks ago, sa lahat ng pagsilip natin sa session hall, yung pinakahuli natin siyang nakita was yung convening ng Senate as impeachment court. Pero the following session days, hindi na natin nakahagilap si Senator Cheese. Puwera na lamang, I'll go back sa info na nakuha ko. Pero parang may isang araw yata na session na sumaglit lang si Senator Cheese pero umalis din. Pero for today, hindi pa natin nakahagilap si Senator Escudero.
Dahil ngayon kasi na very tight yung botohan, no? Tie. No, practically. Yung isa lang yung mawala sa either minority or majority can be very decisive. At sa ngayon, ang laging absent ay si Cheese.
Who is right now technically still with the majority.
With the majority.
So kung absent siya, tapos si Alan Peter hindi pumabalik, 9 sila.
Kaya nga,
Yun, mga kung yun, mga kung.
Ganun na yung numbers di ba?
Pero ang nasabi ni Senator Risa nung huli, wala pang sinasabi yung minority bloc na mga pangalan ng possible na lumipat. Ang isang natimbrehan lang natin si Senator Estrada na sinabing maraming beses na raw siyang inoferan nga na talikuran yung independent majority bloc. Pero wala pang nagko-confirm sa minority senators kung sino na nga ba yung kinakausap nila or tinatapik para umanib sa minority.
They will never confirm. And they will never say until makatalo na. No?
Oo.
Hindi yun. Walang aamin dyan.
At kahit may pangalanan si Senator Jinggoy, madali naman i-deny din yun. Kasi pwede nga na.
Yes.
Hindi natin alam. Sa baba ng trust ngayon dyan sa Senado. Hindi na natin malaman kung sino nagsasabi ng totoo.
We also know that the minority had been planning a caucus on the weekend. Well, if not a caucus, pag-usapan, kinonfirm sa atin yan nila Senator Lacson. It's just not clear if they reached a good outcome for them.
Well, from our end so far dito sa Senate, wala pa tayong ibang nakakausap nor wala pang ibang info. Pero the last that we got tungkol sa talks on coup d'etat is yung back-end channel. Ang nagsabi dito sa Senator Mig Zubiri, ongoing pa rin naman daw yon in hopes of forming a coalition that is supposedly supporting Senator Sherwin Gatchalian for the Senate leadership. Ito yung tinatawag nila na gusto kasi nila ng fresh start or restart. Kaya kung mapapansin natin, si Senator Sherwin ang binabak nila, hindi si former SP Soto, yung intermediary from the camp of former SP Escudero, hindi rin daw yung pinalaki ng majority. And ang sinasabi kasi ng minority senators, iba na rin daw yung naging epekto sa imahe ng Senado, etong mga nangyari sa mga lumipas na linggo. Kaya gusto talaga nilang magkaroon na ng fresh start, ika nga, but then again, it boils down pa rin sa numbers.
Correct.
Apat lang naman ang possible Cheese, Loren, at 2 Bilyars. Doon lang iikot kung sakaling may tatalon.
But Migs has already ruled out Lauren. Tinanong na daw nila. He himself said it in a speech before in Bukidnon. And
Tsaka ayaw din. Ayaw din ni Tito Soto tsaka ni Ping.
So we cross out Lauren. That leaves Chiz and the Villar siblings. Okay, we have to go on a quick break. Thank you so much for your reporting. Mary Monreyes live from the Senate. We'll get back to you once plenary kicks off. You're watching Storycon 1 News. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you, madam.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.
We've got developing news in the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to Storycon, the Story Conference. I'm Edwin Gao.
And I'm Regina Lay. Still with us, Amy Pamitun of the Philippine Star and Ronald Llamas, a resident political heckler.
But di mo batiin si,
Parang may disgusted. Gusto mo
Lagi may pregnant post nun, ano? Bago yung yung description.
Ba't di mo batiin si Secretary
Ayan na,
John Vic? May
nag-umpisa
nahuli
na.
na si Sec John Vic, oh.
Yung mga, imaginations are so rich
Congratulations sa Secretary John Vic.
na may nahuli na siya, finally. Surrender naman yun eh.
Surrender tawag doon, ano?
You're
Splitting hairs?
splitting hairs, eh. Same effect.
Rumor-monger ka, ikaw ang tinuturo ni President Marcos.
It is
Ewan
not the
ko ba
same.
kung saan ang galing ang mga rumor na yan, sabi niya.
It is a surrender, it's not a capture.
Yeah. Meron daw yatang gusto ng pwesto ni John B, kaya kumalat siyang rumor na yan.
Can you blame them, Ami, for wanting to take over?
Sarap ng tawa, eh.
Bakit? I'm just saying.
Tawag doon, political statement. Hindi naman tanong yun eh. It's a political
Coach mo
statement.
naman sa question ko talaga.
Ito na minority, nasan yung majority?
Can you count them
Minority
off?
lang
ba
naman,
yung-
nasan si majority?
Tingnan mo,
Ayan na.
tingnan mo, Ami, kung may majority dyan kahit isa o dalawa.
So,
Oo nga eh, wala eh.
Tito
Nasaan si
Soto,
majority?
Ping Lacson, Riz Hontiveros. We're seeing them.
Puro minority yan eh. Puro
Perfect.
minority yung pinakita, wala pang majority.
Sige.
Okay, Kiko Pangilinan, Sherwin Gatchalian, Mig Zubiri. Next row,
Oh.
JV Ejercito, Bam Aquino.
Chalian. Kiko.
Ayan, puro minority yan.
Erwin Tulfo,
Oh.
Lito Lapid, Rafi
Oh,
Tulfo.
oh. Meron pa ba?
Ayan, si birthday boy. Andiyan si birthday boy, oh. Birthday boy, Senator Ping Lacson. Oo.
Oh, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Senator Lacson. Who are we missing sa minority?
Nobody else?
Minority?
So these are the only
Si
people in the
Lito
Senate?
Lapid.
Nandun si Lito Lapid. We can see him in
Nandyan na sila lahat.
the footage. Lahat na ba to?
Did you count 11?
Oh, ayan oh.
Okay.
Ayun, nakatayo yung iba.
Oh, the Sweeney.
Oh, nakatayo sila eh. Ayan, mukhang may dumating na, hindi, ano to, bodyguard. Si Christian Monsod yun eh.
Bodyguard.
Saka si Winnie. Hindi, itong nakukunan naka-blue na Mukhang to, security.
Okay. Is it Christian Monsod?
Si...
Yung katabi ni Winnie, hindi ba?
Winnie,
Yes, yes.
si Winnie
Si
Monson.
Christian yan?
Yung katabi ni Winnie, ayun natatakpan nung
Babae yan eh.
Hindi, wala dyan sa, wala sa
Kaya
screen.
nga eh. Hindi ako
Sa kabila.
Yun.
Oh.
Hindi ako
Babae.
makakala.
Ayan siya, oh. That's Christian Monson.
That is.
Wala talagang majority, oh.
Well, maybe they have a caucus.
Maybe they're caucus.
Sa CIDG.
Hindi. Nagtawag na yan, kaya pumasok na yung mga minority.
One other-
Nagtawag na yan, wala lang pumapasok pang
One other senator that
Binoycott.
was in the entourage.
Baka binoycott, pwede ba mag-boycott ng session?
Boycott yung majority. Sa
One
session.
other senator.
Majority nag-boycott.
One other senator that was
Wala
following.
sila eh.
That was following the entourage of Senator Jingo Estrada kanina was Camille Villar pala, which we haven't mentioned. Si Camille was also accompanying Jingo Estrada's entourage whilst he gave a press conference, but we
Actually, also saw
we didn't
Marcoleta.
see her. Yeah, of course. Alan Peter, Rodante Marcoleta,
But we
Jingo
don't know
Estrada, Camille Villar.
if they went all the way to Quezon City
and Amy
as well.
Marcos. Correct. So far, ang alam lang natin that
Kaya
followed
walang
all-
makakasipot nga dyan.
that followed all the way to Quezon City is SP Cayetano.
Oh, kasi baka mamaya nag-mega mall sila. Oh, no.
Starbucks.
Kaya walang session yan.
Well, somebody has to call the ano.
Uy, nandun ako. Baka nandun sila sa Marikina Show Expo. Sa Ukay. Nandun ako kahapon sa Ukay eh.
Ano kinalaman nun? Teka, ang labo.
Malapit yun sa Krame.
Ang labo nun.
Malapit lang sa Krame yun.
Yung sa may dating COD.
Oh, that's COD.
Oh my God, COD.
Hindi makakarating yan. Layo-layo
COD.
dyan ang
Sino nakakalala?
Layo-layo.
What are you guys talking about?
Yun, pag sinabi mo COD, ano yan? Delivery yan ng
COD.
Shopee o ano?
Cash on delivery.
At least hindi.
Oh my God.
At least hindi aircon. Pinag-uusapan namin sa kulungan.
COD, may nakakaalala pa ba what you guys are talking about?
Oo naman. Si Ami, alam niya, Ami yan.
Ay, naku.
COD. Ewan ko kung meron pa ba nun sa Cubao, hindi ako
Wala na,
nagagawin sa
ukay
Quezon
na siya.
City.
Mas
Okay.
grabe to si Ami.
Ami, okay na yun.
Inalap pa niya sa Cubao.
Yung buong COD ay
Hindi ko alam
okay,
yun.
okay na.
Hindi kasi ang alam kong COD yung nandun sa Avenida Rizal. Nung Rizal Avenue, nung wala pang LRT.
Para mas luma ang COD niya.
Okay.
Baka hindi tika-QC
Ay,
yan.
hindi COD yata.
SM
Yung
ata
Good
yun
Art
eh.
yata yun.
We are still awaiting.
Wala na. I don't think that session will push through. Kailangan mag-recess. Walang magtatawag dyan. Sino magtatawag dyan?
And I can also imagine that the majority will look weak na bungi-bungi sila.
Kung
If they
lima lang
call
ang
to
sisipot
session.
sa kanila dyan.
If they call to session, they'll be overpowered by in emotion.
Tsaka kung may isang tumawid sa kanila, kung may isa sa kanilang tumawid, baka mapaltan si Alan. Diba?
So,
Hindi mo sigurado.
Kaya nga.
So ano to? Ito yung their version of a walkout.
The majority,
by
Sabi
not
ko nga,
walking in.
boycott
the majority walking out on itself. Di ba?
No walk-in.
Ayan nagtawag na yan kaya pumasok yung mga yan.
Okay, let's pivot shortly.
I
Right
think I
now,
see CIDG now.
these are live pictures from CIDG headquarters in Camp Crame.
Gusto ko makita yung nasirang salamin.
Nabasag nga nabasag, which I think is a very bad omen. Nabasag yung salamin,
For
the
whom?
door,
For whom?
as they were walking in.
Bad omen for whom?
I don't know, whoever.
For the
walks.
Philippines.
So,
For the Philippines
ito
yun.
nga, we're expecting them to hold a
Going to be a press conference. You can see the microphones.
We're expecting them to hold a press conference.
Baka si ano yan?
Si John Vic.
Baka si John
Si
B.
PNP chief ba yan o si John Vic?
Well, si
Silang
Chief
dalawa.
Nartates is also there.
Yeah.
So it's not clear who's going to speak at this point.
Malamang silang dalawa.
Si Jinggoy Estrada arrived there at 4:18 p.m. this afternoon to undergo booking procedures.
Hindi na siya pasasalatain. Dahil pala siya
In
Wala na
detention.
siya.
prisoner na
Court
siya.
custody na siya.
Oo, prisoner na siya.
Si Mana nagwabalis.
Ah.
Yan.
Pati nagbawa.
Baka may tumalsik doon na salamin.
Pati nagbabalis, napapansin.
Don't you guys think that's a very bad omen na nabasag yung salamin as they were walking
For
in?
whom nga?
For everybody.
For the
Does it
Philippines
matter for
nga.
everyone? For you, for me, for the citizens of the
It is
Philippines,
not
for
a mirror.
justice.
It is not a mirror.
No, the glass door.
Yeah, it's not
The
a
glass
mirror.
door,
It's not 7 years of bad luck.
Kahit na, it's the same thing. It's like, I
yeah,
think this might be the footage of na,
Yan,
yun.
Ayan
Yung nasira. Yan. Yan yung maganda. Interesting.
Ojo.
Yung hinahabol, and then papasok na sila dyan.
Pero napakahina naman nun kung ang dali masira.
Oo nga, sabi ko nga tinipid, hindi siya tempered glass.
Are these live pictures?
Hindi. That was,
That's fine.
that's,
Kanina
Earlier
yan,
today.
kanina yan.
Yun, basag.
Ayun na. Yan, nabasag.
right, so that was the footage earlier as the scrum was trying to get inside Sion City Jail in Payatas.
The Sandigan Bayan is being attacked.
Talaga. Ano yun?
Parang usong-uso yung banging the rostrum, banging the table.
Anong
no?
ginawa ang sinabi ni Kwan kanina ni Jinggoy? Nang gano'n siya? Kalimutan ko na yung sinabi niya.
I don't know.
I will
something
not
about-
see Senate custody.
No,
Hindi,
something about his
hindi.
principles.
Iba.
I stand by.
Basta may gano'n siya. Something.
Di ba yung I will not go into hiding?
Well, I will not seek protective custody, he said.
Sinabi niya, I will not go into hiding.
Hey, you have to give him. Can we at least give him a bit of credit for the fact that he surrendered
Yeah,
every
sabi
single
ko nga
time?
At least peaceful, di ba?
Hindi. I mean, every
At least
single
walang
time.
gulo.
Not just this time, Ami, but every single time. I think for the first and second times he was charged with plunder, I think he also submitted himself, right?
Oh.
Pwede
Well,
bang?
lahat naman sila,
Mabilis
except yung
naman.
mga may security background ang nawawala, like si Ping, si Bato, sila yung nag-disappear. Kasi sila, meron silang kasanayan sa ganun eh.
Meron din naman kasanayan si
Jinggoy?
sa plunder.
Sa pagpapakulong.
Kaya nga, that's my
Hindi
point.
Eh, bigyan sabihin wala siyang security background. Sa police,
okay.
hindi
You
siya
disappear, you clean up your trail and all that. That's what Ping did.
Wala siyang
What,
skill set na gano'n.
Bato did.
Kahit
You're also
gusto-
comfortable being underground.
Kahit gustuhin niya, hindi niya kayang gawin.
But with all of his power and connections, you don't think he could have access to that kind of information? Hindi naman surprised na dumating yung arrest warrant na, di ba? He's been rumored since last year.
Oh.
But will he be
Oh,
comfortable
pwede
in
naman
hiding?
siyang ano sana. Bago lumabas yung ano niya, yung ano yun, yung ilbo.
Oo,
Saka
yung ilbo.
later.
Kasi-
Bago man lang siya na-monitor, nakaalis na sana siya.
Kasi the longer you are in hiding, the least likely a court is going to grant you bail. Remember, si Jinggoy was granted bail for his first plunder case. Yung second ba, nabigyan din siya ng bail? Hindi yata. Hindi.
Pero
Hindi
the
ba siya
last
bail?
high-profile
Nabigyan siya ng
conviction...
bail ata, Bok, kasi lumabas yung decision ng court 2024 eh.
Nabigyan siya panahon ni Digong.
Yun.
Oo, nung panahon ni Pinoy, hindi wala. No? So, depende rin kasi yan sa powers
Yeah.
that be eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Didiinan lang nila yung korte dyan eh.
Kasi na-conclude lang yung case niya ng second plunder 2024. And the whole time before that, he was already free.
Yeah. The last high-profile conviction for plunder, can I say it poetically enough, is of course his father, si former President Joseph Estrada. Of course, napardon siya after. But
Immediately.
as we keep saying, plunder is a
27.
very difficult charge to successfully convict because of the very high threshold that the courts have set, that the Supreme Court has set in order to fully convict for a successful prosecution and conviction of plunder. Mataas masyado ang threshold. Also, update, Second Division ng Sandigan Bayan has set the arraignment and pre-trial of
Tomorrow.
Jinggoy Estrada and former DPWH Secretary Manny Bono on tomorrow, June 2. This is separate from today's case. This is
Iba
the
yan.
first case.
Iba yan.
Yan yung graph.
Correct. Ito yung graph. They have set the arraignment and pre-trial for tomorrow. Yung first case of graph, of course, nakapag-bail si Jinggoy to the tune of 90,000 pesos, 90. But yung kaso today, which is of course plundered, that is not bailable. It's not clear if there's a plenary. Is there plenary?
Walang nangyayari.
plenary
Wala
ba?
pa rin eh.
Wala pa rin.
Nakakaano naman kasi kung, well, they're all, mahirap bumalik dyan, layo-layo niyan dun sa Sandigan, sa CIDG.
Traffic.
Malayo sa Krame, malayo sa ano.
Either way,
Sandigan. If they
walang
went
quorum.
to Sandigan, At lalong malayo yung Payatas.
Kung majority ang
Tapos
dadalo,
pupunta ka dyan.
walang quorum. Pag
Buting
minority
ka ng
ang
2
dadalo,
oras papunta dyan. Kaya ewan ko kung makakapagtawag pa ba yan, Ronald, at 6 or 7?
mahirap na.
Makakapagtawag pa ba sila?
Mahirap na. Tsaka siguro,
Wala
parang
silang
man yan
session ngayong
Walang
araw.
incentive.
Parang,
Luso eh.
hindi, tsaka parang sympathy dun sa nakulong ng majority. Parang hawa naman kung everything normal, no? Kung wala naman yung isang kasama nila nakulong, isa nagtatago. Ikalawa, yung agenda nila which is online voting,
Voting. Wala, siguradong wala.
Hindi rin matitable, no? Tapos ikatlo, kung may isa sa kanila ang bumaliktad, baka matanggal si Alan Peter, no? So, ibig sabihin, parang wala
Action
silang
ngayong
interest.
araw.
Wala silang interest na mag-convene.
Tsaka po kung i-table nila yung online voting, talo sila sa botohan.
Hindi, baka tayo.
Talo sila.
Hindi, ang daming wala eh.
Hindi
Including Alan
13
Peter,
votes yun eh.
including-
Majority
Hindi.
vote
Ibig
lang
sabihin,
yun
kahit makumpleto yung majority, tie. 11-11.
Yeah.
Tay.
News 5 has confirmed that si Jinggoy Estrada and Alan Peter Cayetano traveled to CIDG in one vehicle. They were seated side by side following Estrada's voluntary surrender this afternoon. And tama was it Jazz who said it to us, Jazz Paredes? Hindi siya nakaposas. He was not in handcuffs because he was able to wave.
No, that was Merimon.
Oh, sorry, that was Merimon who said it to us, that he was Jinggoy Estrada was seated in the car and was waving to people from his vehicle. So hindi siya naka-handcuffs.
And the fact that he was in his vehicle, well, hindi siya pupusasan talaga doon.
It was a surrender. Well, I guess kahit surrender, sometimes you get handcuffed, diba?
Oo, kung kami ni Edyang sumuko.
Naku, kung ikaw talaga
May leg
kailangan.
irons ka pa.
You're very slippery. Kailangan talaga i-handcuff.
May leg irons ka pa.
Si Ronald kailangan nakaganon. Pwede ba yan?
Parang kay Hannibal Lecter, yung meron sa ano.
I-handcuff.
Pero kahit naka-handcuff
Kailangan i-gag.
Pero kahit naka-handcuff ako, gaganon pa rin ako.
Kailangan i-gag.
Pakita mo. Ano yung pinapakita mo, ha?
Ganyan pa rin ako, kahit naka-handcuff
Alam mo yung ganyan,
ako.
ha? So ano ibig sabihin niyan? Sige.
Marunong siya. Marunong, ha? Ba, marunong. Kaya nga, ano eh. Hindi, itatali ka sa likod yung ano, yung...
Ganyan ako.
Behind your back yung handcuff mo.
Tawagan ko na nga si Chief Nartates. Pakihuli na nga daw. For
Pati yung
unjust
press con tuloy,
vexation.
walang gumagalaw ngayong hapon.
Palace Press Officer Claire Castro commented on Senator Jinggoy Estrada being arrested, surrendering. Sabi niya maganda ang ginawa ni Sen Jinggoy na siya ay voluntaryong sumuko.
Di ba?
Hindi niya na pinahirapan ng mga law enforcers katulad ng nangyari kay Senator Bato. That is from
Nagamit pa, di ba?
Mr. Claire Castro.
Kaya nga.
Parang nakikinig
Hindi,
siya.
kahit anong sabihin mo talaga, may positive impact din sa kanya yung ganyan, di ba? Kaysa nakikipag-away kasi sa mga nagkakagulo dahil sa'yo. Kaya nabasag lang ang salamin.
Or as I said before, a life in hiding is also not a life. That's not a...
Yeah.
Hindi rin mabilis yun para imagine for Senator Bato.
Not unless you're in France.
Hindi na siya makakalabas eh.
Applying for asylum.
Uy, si Harry Roque, all over the place, ha?
Dami yung pictures, ha?
He's back in the Netherlands.
Milan, Rome.
Kaya nga, applying for asylum.
Netherlands, sa Vienna. Andun siya, nag-enjoy. He's enjoying himself.
Kaya nga.
Anong gusto mong palabasin?
Kaya hindi lahat in hiding ay depressed.
Hindi, mahirap din yun. You see that he's lost a lot of weight, right? Mahirap din yung buhay na tago ka ng tago.
May design din yata yun. To lose weight.
We're still waiting. I don't know what's going on at the Senate.
Wala na yan.
Nothing.
Wala na yan.
There is no incentive
Nothing.
for them to,
Ayan na.
Wala na yan.
to hold a session.
Wala pa rin. We're not seeing anyone from the minority bloc in the plenary hall.
The majority.
Hindi sila makakabalik dyan in 1 hour. Even in one hour. From CIDG, hindi sila makakabalik. This is rush hour.
No, but ang sumama lang naman is si SP Cayetano. Yung ibang majority bloc members were not sure where they are.
Hindi, baka...
Ayan. Ano yung sinasabi kaya ni Migs?
Baka papunta rin sila ng CIDG to show support and sympathy.
Wala na doon, di ba? Nasa Sandigan na.
Kung saan man siya nandun.
Nasa Sandigan na. From there, dadali na sa preso. Hindi sila papapasukin doon.
Live images from the Senate where people are still waiting for word on whether there will be a session tonight or not.
Pag ikaw nakulong, pupuntahan ka namin. And then we will hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
That will really comfort me.
Ano sinasabi ni Kiko?
That he has the floor.
Hindi, ang dapat nilang interviewin si JB. Ayun o, sa background.
Because how he
Eh,
feels.
brother niya eh.
But they're not exactly,
So
Kaya
naman,
nga.
magkaaway ang dalawang yan.
Kanya nga.
But the good one is,
Kanya nga.
Oo nga.
sama ang loob ng isa doon.
Oh, that's a good tagline talaga. It's stuck. Dumikit siya.
Talagang nagtampo yung isa doon.
Okay. It doesn't look like anything's going on at the Senate. There is no quorum. There's nobody from the majority bloc. So we'll leave that there. Thanks so much for joining Storycon today. Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, and Ronald Llamas, our resident political pundit. Join us again tomorrow, 4 p.m. for Storycon. I'm Gina
Pregnant
Lee.
pause ulit.
Medling ka, kapatid.
Tawagan ko na si Chief Nartates. Pakihuli na to.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.